the next concept, that is operations on the surds. In the mathematics we have four operations in all, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and these operations can be done on the surds also. Take these operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on the surds also. And here we have some examples. Now here we have the four examples related with addition, subtraction and together addition and subtraction. So here from these four examples we will study how to take the addition or subtraction of the surds. So we will take the first example. Here we have given the first example. In the first example we have to simplify that 7 into root 3 plus 29 into root 3. Now here it is very important that if you would like to take the addition of the or the sum of the surds, then it is very important that both the surds should be like surds or both the surds should be similar surds. If the given surds are not similar, then we cannot take the addition or subtraction of the surds. It is very important rule. While taking the addition or subtraction, it is very important that these surds which we have given should be similar surds, or simply we can say that we can add or subtract only the similar surds. We can add or subtract only the similar surds, or you can say like surds. If the given surds are not the like surds or are not the similar surds, then we are unable to take the addition and subtraction of the surds. Now yesterday we studied that how to determine the similar surds or like surds. If their order and the radicands are equal, if both the surds are having same order and the same radicand, then those surds are called as similar surds. Here in this surd the order is 2 and here we have radicand 3. In this surd order is again 2 and the radicand is same, that is 3. So we can add these two surds. Now how to take addition? While taking addition we have to add only the coefficients. This root 3 is remaining as it is. Here we have root 3, here we have root 3, so root 3 remains as it is. Now here only we have to take the sum of their coefficients. Here 7 is the coefficient of the first surd and 29 is the coefficient of the second surd, or simply you can take this root 3 as common from both the terms. You can take root 3 as common from both the terms. So what should be remaining inside the bracket? Inside the bracket 7 plus 29 is remaining if we take root 3 as common. This is also simple way to take addition or subtraction. Here we have root 3, here we have root 3, so root 3 is taken common. And now take the addition of these two, 29 plus 7, that is 36, and this root 3 as it is. So this is all about the addition of the like surds. We can add or subtract only the like surds, only the similar surds. We cannot add or subtract the dislike surds or which are not the similar surds. We are unable to take the addition or subtraction of the unlike surds or dissimilar surds. If the surds are not similar, then we are unable to take addition or subtraction. Here the surds are similar, so we can take the addition, and we take the addition, and this addition is 36 into root 3. Now we have second example. Here we have to take subtraction of the two surds. The first surd is 7 root 3 minus second surd is 29 root 3. And here also the same way to take subtraction like addition. It is very important that both the surds should be like surds, and if they are not the like surds, then we are unable to take the addition or subtraction. Now here we have the first surd that is 7 root 3, and the second cell that is 29 into root 3, and both the cells are the like cells. So here you can take root 3 as common. So what is remaining inside the bracket is 7 minus 29. Root 3 is taken common from both the terms. So inside the bracket it is remaining, that is 7 minus 21. Here 7 is positive, 29 is negative. Here bigger number is negative, so our subtraction is negative. One number is positive, another number is negative. At that time we have to take the subtraction, and we have to give the sign of bigger number to the subtraction. Here bigger number is 29, since the coming subtraction, that is negative. So 29 minus 7, that is 22. 29 minus 7, that is 22. Bigger number is negative, since answer is negative, and this root 3 remains as it is, that is negative 22 into root 3. Our subtraction is negative 22 into root 3. Now we have third example. That is 13 into root 8 plus 1 upon 2 into root 8 minus 5 into root 8. Everywhere we have root 8. We can simplify root 8 again. We can simplify the root 8 again, but we will simplify it into the last step. Here we have root 8 and root 8. So directly we can take root 8 as common. Here we are simplifying the third example. This is 13 root 8 plus half into root 8 minus 5 into root 8. Now here root 8 is taken common. So what is remaining inside the bracket? If root 8 is taken common, inside the bracket it is remaining that 13 plus half minus 5, and this root 8 as it is. Now we have to simplify this. This directly you can take subtraction. 13 minus 5. Rational numbers are there. 13 minus 5, that is 8. Positive 8. 13 minus 5, that is positive 8. Since bigger number is positive, the answer is positive. This half remains as it is. Root 8 as it is. Now simplify this. We have to take the sum of two numbers, that is 8 plus half. So 2 8s are 16, plus 1 into 1 is 1, divided by 2 1s are 2. Here nothing is there in the denominator, means we have to. This is multiplication of denominator to the denominator. 2 into 1 is 2. Now cross product is to the numerator. 2 into 8 16, plus 1 into 1 1, and here we have root 8 as it is. Simplify this. This is 17 upon 2 into root 8. 17 upon 2 into root 8. Now you can simplify this root 8 again. It is not the simplest form. We also studied yesterday the simplest form of the cell. This is not the simplest form of the cell. So you can simplify this again. This 17 upon 2 as it is, and you can write it as 4 multiplied by 2. You can write 8 as 4 multiplied by 2, since it is possible to find the square root of 4. Since it is possible to take the square root of 4, you can factorize 8 as 4 into 2. Now you can simplify this as 17 upon 2. Here square root of 4 is 2. Now inside the square root only 2 is remaining. This 4 we take outside. So square root of 4 is 2, and only 2 is remaining inside the square root. Here 2 gets cancelled, and the final answer is 17 root 2. 17 root 2, that is the simplification. Here we have addition and subtraction both together. Addition is also there and subtraction is also there, and we take it together. So same rule is there for addition and subtraction. We can add or subtract only the like cells or the similar cells. We have one more example, that is example number 4. We will write that example here. Is 8 root 5 plus root 20 minus square root of 125. Now here first of all we have to take the simplifications. We have to simplify all these cells. Here we have root 5. So can we put 5 inside the root here also? Here we have 5 inside the root. This is the simplest form of the cell. We cannot factorize it So while taking the factors of it, only we have to try to put 5 there. जाणीवपूर्वक इथं 5 आहेत स्क्वेअर रूटमध्ये, मग इथं सुद्धा 5च कसे राहतील त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला जाणीवपूर्वक प्रयत्न करावे लागतात. सो याचे फॅक्टर्स काय लिहिणार मग 5 × 4. इथं 5 आहेत, मग इथं पण 5 कसे राहतील त्याच्यासाठी आपण प्रयत्न करा. पॉसिबल असेल तर ठेवायचे, पॉसिबल नसेल तर मग आपल्याला वेगळ्या फॅक्टरायझेशनचा विचार करावा लागेल. बट जर पॉसिबल असेल इथं 5 ठेवणं तर 20चे फॅक्टर्स काय मिळतील 4 × 5. 5 इथं ॲज इट इज राहतील आणि 4चा स्क्वेअर रूट निघून ते बाहेर येतील 2 होतील. मग इथं पण तसाच प्रयत्न करायचा 5 राहतील का मध्ये, मग याचे फॅक्टर्स 25 × 5 मिळतील. 125चे फॅक्टर 25 × 5 मिळतील. 25चा स्क्वेअर रूट निघेल आणि मध्ये 5 राहतील. खूप सोपं आहे. इथं 5 राहतात याचा अर्थ इकडे सुद्धा 5 राहतातच किंवा राहतील किंवा राहण्याची दक्षता आपण घ्यायची, त्याची काळजी आपण घ्यायची. इथं 5 आहे तर यांच्यामध्ये पण 5 कसे राहतील त्याची काळजी आपण घ्यायची आहे. सो हिअर इज 8√5 ॲज इट इज प्लस this √20 you can write it as 4 multiplied by 5 minus this √125 you can write it as 25 multiplied by 5. Only we are try to putting 5 inside this square root and we are getting the factors like that. If you are not getting the factors like that then we can factorize different. जर तसे फॅक्टर्स आपल्याला मिळत नसतील तर आपल्याला वेगळ्या फॅक्टर्सचा पण त्या ठिकाणी विचार करणं आवश्यक आहे. सो दिस √8√5 ॲज इट इज plus this is 2√5, this is square root of 4 is 2, this 5 remaining as it is. Here square root of 25 is 5, here 5 is remaining inside the square root as it is. So here also we have √5, here we have √5, here also we have √5. So √5 can be taken common. So what is remaining inside the bracket? Here 8 is remaining, plus here 2 is remaining, minus here 5 is remaining, and this √5 is taken common. This √5 is taken common outside the bracket, and inside the bracket what is remaining? 8 plus 2 minus 5. This is 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. That is positive 5. This is 5√5. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, and this √5 as it is. So this is all about the addition and the subtraction of the cells. We can add or subtract only the like cells. If the cells are not the like cells or if the cells are not the similar cells, then we cannot take the addition or subtraction of the cells which are unlike. Addition or subtraction can be taken of only the like cells. Now we will study the multiplication and division of the cells through the examples. Operations on the cells. We already studied the addition and subtraction of the cells, and now here we have to study the multiplication and the division of the cells. We studied that we can add or subtract only the similar cells or only the like cells. If you have to take the addition or subtraction, then it is very important that the cells which we have given should be the similar cells or the like cells. But while multiplying or taking division, at that time it is not necessary that both the cells which we have given that should be the similar cells. It is not important. Now look at the first example. We have the first example √3 × √5. We'll simplify that example. √3 × √5. These are not the like cells. √3 and √5 are not the like cells. We know that which cells are called as like cells if their orders are same and their radicands are same. Here orders are same. The order of the first cell is 2. Order of the second cell is 2, but the radicands are different since these are not the similar cells, but till we are able to take the product of these two cells. So here it is very important that their orders should be same. If only the orders are same, we can multiply or we can divide the cells. It is not necessary that the given cells should be the similar cells to multiply or divide. While taking the multiplication and division, it is very important that only their order should be same. If the given cells are like cells, then definitely we can multiply or divide. But if the given cells are not the like cells, still we can multiply. But it is very important that both the cells should have order same. And if their orders are different, then we are unable to take their product. If their orders are different, then we are unable to take their product. So first of all, we have to make their orders same, and then we have to take multiplication. If here suppose we have given that cube root of 3 and square root of 5, we cannot multiply those two terms. Since their orders are not equal, we cannot multiply these two terms. We cannot take the multiplication of these two cells if here the order is 3 and here the order is 2. Since their orders are different, we cannot multiply them. Now we can multiply. Here we have square root of 3 and here we have square root of 5. Both the cells are having same order, so we can multiply, and here you can write into the same cell, that is 3 multiplied by 5. Both are having same order, so we can write them into a single radical sign since their order are same. Suppose you have here cube root and here also we have cube root, so you can write here also cube root. So cube root of 3 into cube root of 5 is equal to cube root of 3 into 5. Since their orders are same, we can put both these numbers in the same radical sign, and you can now multiply, that is 3 5s are 15. So here the product is square root of 15, or you can simply say it as root 15. Now we have second example, that is root 7 into root 42. Root 7 into root 42. Here we will write root 7 into root 42. Now we can write both the numbers inside the single radical sign, that is square root of 7 into 42. And now you can take the product. Here it is very important that if you take the product here, then again we have to simplify it. If we take the product of 7 and 42, then again we have to simplify it. You will get the product as 7 2s are 14, 1 carried, 7 4s are 28 plus 1 29, that is you will get 294 as the product. But then again you have to factorize 294 such that the square root of one of the factor is possible to find. So here also we will put this 7 as it is, and we will factorize this 42. We will factorize this 42 as 7 multiplied by 6. Since we already have 7 here, try to take the factors of 42 in the form of 7. ऑलरेडी आपल्याकडे इथे 7 आहेत, मग 42 चे फॅक्टर्स फाइंड करत असताना सुद्धा आपल्याला त्या 42 च्या फॅक्टर्समध्ये 7 कसे मिळतील याचा प्रयत्न आपण जाणीवपूर्वक केला पाहिजे. नॉनली वी हॅव टू find the factors of 42 such that 7 should be there. Since we have 7 here, and if we get 7 in the factors of 42 also, then the 7 is 2 times there in the square root, so you can take it outside one time only. So 7 into 7 is 49. 7 into 7 is 49, and square root of 49 is 7. Simply you can write 7 here. Inside the square root we have 2 times 7, so outside the square root you can take one time only. And now inside the square root what is remaining there? 6 only. Is it possible to simplify 6 again? No, we cannot factorize 6 such that one of the factors should get the square root. We cannot factorize 6. Factors are there, factors of 6, 1 into 6, 2 into 3, 3 into 2, 6 into 1. But it is not possible to take the square root of any one of the factor. So here this is the final answer, that is simplification 7 root 6. It is very important. इथं या दोघांचं मल्टिप्लिकेशन करू नका. या दोघांचं मल्टिप्लिकेशन केल्यानंतर ते 294 इतकं मिळेल. आणि पुन्हा 294चे फॅक्टर्स फाईंड करायचे की त्या दोघांपैकी एकाचं स्क्वेअर रूट निघलं पाहिजे. म्हणजे आणखीन खोलात जाण्यापेक्षा, आणखीन अवघडात जाण्यापेक्षा हा नंबर ॲज इट इज राहू द्या. आणि याचे फॅक्टर्स फाईंड करत असताना मात्र इथं 7 आहेत, मग याचे फॅक्टर्स पण 7च्या स्वरूपात आपल्याला मिळवता येतील का तेवढाच विचार करा. इथं जर सपोज 5 असते तर मग याचे फॅक्टर्समध्ये आपल्याला 5 मिळणं पॉसिबल आहे का? नसेल तर मग त्या दोघांचा प्रॉडक्ट करून पुन्हा फायनली प्रॉडक्टचे फॅक्टर्स आपल्याला फाईंड करावे लागले असते. अशा प्रकारे की दोघांपैकी एकाचं वर्गमूळ निघेल. आता इथं काय झालं, 7 ऑलरेडी आहेत, याचे फॅक्टर्स फाईंड करताना आपण 7 मिळतील याचा जाणीवपूर्वक विचार केला. म्हणजे ह्या 7ला इथं आपल्याला जोडीदार मिळाला आणि ह्या 2 7पैकी एक 7 आपण आउटसाईडला घेऊ शकतो. स्क्वेअर रूटमध्ये 2 वेळा 7 आहेत, 7 × 7 49 होतात. 49चं स्क्वेअर रूट 7 मिळतं अँड दिस 6 ॲज इट इज. सो दिस इज द प्रॉडक्ट ऑफ दी two cells, and it is very important that their orders should be same. If the orders are different, then we cannot multiply those cells. That is very important. If the orders are different, then we cannot divide those cells. While taking the multiplication and division, it is very important to have their orders same. And if the orders are not same, then we cannot multiply or divide those cells. This is very important thing. So we have third example. This third example we have square root of 125 divided by root 5. Square root of 125 divided by root 5, and now simply we can write it as square root of 125 divided by 5, or first you can write like this is square root of 125 divided by root 5 in different radical sign, and now you can together put them into the single radical sign, that is into the square root 125 divided by 5. First we write it into the numerator denominator form, then we put them into the same radical sign, and now just we have to divide. And what is the division? The division is square root of 25. 5 2s are 10, 2 is remaining, 5 5s are 25. The division is square root of 25, which is equal to 5. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 25 is 5, and we already studied in the properties of the irrational numbers. We already studied that the multiplication or the division of the cells, it may be rational or it may be irrational, and here we get the rational number, here we get the irrational number. Multiplication or division of the cells or irrational numbers. Irrational number is nothing different than the cells. Irrational number is only the cell, or cell is always an irrational number. Now here the division of those two cells is a rational number. Now we have one more example, that is example number 4. We will write that example here is root 7 divided by root 42. First we will write them into the numerator denominator form. First we will write them into the numerator denominator form, and now we will put them into the single radical sign. Now we will put them into the single radical sign, that is 7 divided by 42. Now we will put them into the single radical sign, that is square root of 7 upon 42, and here we have 7 1s are 7, 7 6 are 42. So final answer is square root of 1 upon 6, or you can simply write square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1 divided by, we cannot find the square root of 6, since we can write as 1 upon square root of 6. This is 1 upon square root of 6, but we cannot write the denominator root 6, that irrational. Denominator never be irrational. So here we have to take the rationalization, which is the next concept. Here we are not going to take rationalization, since we didn't know what is rationalization. So after this, this is all about the addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, that is the operations on the cells. And now we have to study the next concept, that is the rationalization of the surds. Rationalization of the surds is the next concept we have here. If the product of two surds is a rational number, then each surd is called as rationalizing factor of each other. If the product of any two surds is a rational number, then both the surds are called as rationalizing factor of each other. For example, here we can write root 2 into root 8, root 2 into root 8, the product is root 16, which is equal to 4. Here root 2 into root 8, the product is 2 8s are 16. You can simply write it as 2 multiplied by 8 in a radical sign. Then we can write it as square root of 16, and then we can write it as 4. As we all of you know that square root of 16 is 4. Now the product of these two numbers is rational. Root 2 is a surd, root 8 is also a surd, and their product is a rational number. And we know that if the product of two surds is a rational number, then both these surds are called as rationalizing factor of each other. Here we can say that root 2 is the rationalizing factor of root 8, or you can write root 8 is the rationalizing factor of root 2. Both root 2 and root 8 are the rationalizing factors of each other. So here you can write root 2 is rationalizing factor. Root 2 is the rationalizing factor of root 8, or simply we can write that root 8 is the rationalizing factor. Root 8 is the rationalizing factor of root 2. Both are the rationalizing factors of each other. But when, if and only if their product is a rational number, and if the product of the two surds is not a rational number, then we are unable to say that both are the rationalizing factors of each other. It is very important. And here suppose you have a question. See, we discuss this concept using this example. Now here we will take an example. Write a rationalizing factor. Write a rationalizing factor of root 27. Write the rationalizing factor of root 27. We have given a surd, and we have to write the rationalizing factor of the given surd. Now here rationalizing factor of the given surd is not unique. Rationalizing factor of the given surd is not unique. You will get more than one rationalizing factor to the given number. Now here only we can see here square root of 2 into square root of 8, we get 16, and square root of 16 is 4. Now here we have root 2. Here you can write square root of 32. Now 32 into 2 is 64, and square root of 64 is 8. Since rationalizing factor of root 2 is square root of 32 also. Here what I am going to say, or here what I am going to tell you, that the rationalizing factor is not unique. आता इथं जो तुम्हाला नंबर दिलेला आहे रूट 27, दॅट इज अ सर्ड. या सर्डला एकापेक्षा जास्त रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर असतात. एकच रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर असतं असं नाही. इट डू नॉट हॅव युनिक रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर. इट हॅज मोर दॅन वन युनिक फॅक्टर. आपल्याला जी सर दिलेली असेल त्या सरला एकापेक्षा जास्त रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर्स असतात. आता इथं आपण असं लिहिलं की √2 इज द रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर ऑफ √8. आता तुम्ही या √2च्या बाजूला कोणताही नंबर घेऊ शकतात. तुम्ही असं पण म्हणू शकतात 5√2 इज द रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर ऑफ √8. तुम्ही असंही म्हणू शकतात 3√2 इज द रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर ऑफ √8. तुम्ही असंही म्हणू शकतात 7√2 इज द रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर ऑफ √8. You can write any coefficient here and you can get more than one rationalizing factor. So it is very important that a surd do not have unique rationalizing factor. एका सरला एकच रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर नसतो, तर एकापेक्षा जास्त रॅशनलायझिंग फॅक्टर्स असतात. बट here we have to write the simplest rationalizing factor. If the given surd has more than one rationalizing factor, here we have to write the simplest rationalizing factor. Now we will study what is the simplest rationalizing factor. Here we have to write rationalizing factor of √27. So we write √27 here, and now we have to simplify this. We have to write this surd in the simplest form, since we have to get simplest rationalizing factor. Since we have to get simplest rationalizing factor. Now here look at √2 multiplied by √2. That is √4, and √4 is nothing but that is 2, which is rational number. So √2 is the rationalizing factor of √2. But how to get the simplest rationalizing factor? So we have to write the given number in the simplest form. So how you can write the √27 into simplest form? Here the order is 2. So we have to factorize 27 such that one of the factors square root should be possible to find. 27 चे असे फॅक्टर्स आपल्याला फाइंड करायचे आहेत की दोघांपैकी एकाचं स्क्वेअर रूट निघणं आवश्यकच आहे. So is it possible to get the factors? Yes, we can get the factors. That is 9 into 3. We can write this 27 as 9 into 3. And now here square root of 9 is 3. And what is remaining there inside the root sign? Inside the radical sign only 3 is remaining. Now since here we have square root of 27 is equal to 3√3. Now this 3 is already rational number. This 3 is already rational number. Then how you can we convert it into rational number? Here we have √3. If you multiply this √3 by √3, if we multiply this √3 by √3, then √3 into √3, that is √9, and square root of 9 is 3. So product is rational. When the product becomes rational, here already this is rational number, 3 is rational number. But here √3 is not rational number, it is irrational. Now here suppose if we multiply this number by √3, then it will be converted into rational number. It is totally converted into rational number. So factorization, rationalizing factor of √27 is √3. Rationalizing factor of square root of 27 is √3. Look at the product here, √27 multiplied by √3. √27 multiplied by √3. The product is √81. 27 into 3 is 81, and square root of 81 is 9. So here if we multiply square root of 27 by the square root of 3, we get the product as rational number. So here you can say that √3 is the simplest rationalizing factor. That is the simplest rationalizing factor of √27. Now you can take here 2√3 or 5√3 or 6√3 or 7√3 or 8√3 or 9√3 or 10, 11, 12. You can take any coefficient here. That should be rational. You can take any rational coefficient here. And the product of those two is 9. Now suppose you write here 2√3. then this 2 remains here as it is. 9 into 2 is 18, since it is rational number. But we have to write the simplest rationalizing factor. And how to get that simplest rationalizing factor? It is very simple. You have given root 27. First write that root 27 in the simplest form. First write that root 27 in the simplest form. So we write it as 9 into 3. Now square root of 9 is 3, and what is remaining there inside the radical sign? Only root 3 is remaining. So if we multiply this root 3 by root 3, if we multiply this root 3 by root 3, then it will be converted into a rational number. It is already rational. If just we multiply this root 3, now suppose you get 5 here, 3 root 5, then you have to multiply it by root 5. You have to multiply it by root 5. If you have 5 in the radical sign, then you have to multiply it by root 5 only. So you will get the rational number. If you have root 11 here, then you have to multiply that by root 11 only. So you will get the rational number. If you have root 21 here, then you have to multiply that by root 21. So you will get the rational number there. So whenever we have to find the rationalizing factor of the given surd, then we have to write the given surd into the simplest form. And there, which is the rational? This is rational part and this is irrational part. So if we multiply this number, this is equal to root 27 only. That is not different number. This is only root 27. This root 27 is equal to 3 root 3. They are not different. They are same. They are equal. So now here only we have to multiply this root 3 by root 3 to get the product rational number. So here you can write root 3 is the rationalizing factor of the root 27. So here it is not necessary to write here, just your kind of information I write that part. So here you can write, therefore root 3 is the rationalizing factor. Root 3 is the rationalizing factor, or you can say simplest rationalizing factor of root 27, of root 27. Now you can take one more example. You will take one more example. Now here we have to find, write the rationalizing factor. The question is same, write the rationalizing factor of root 75. Root 75. We have given the number root 75 and we have to find the rationalizing factor of root 75. So what we have to do? We have to write this root 75 into the simplest form, and then you can get the simplest rationalizing factor. It is very easy. So now here we have to factorize 75 such that one of the factors should have square root. इथं 75चे असे फॅक्टर्स फाइंड करायचे आहेत की दोघांपैकी एकाचं स्क्वेअर रूट निघलं पाहिजे, आणि फॅक्टर्स आहेत 25 मल्टिप्लाइड बाय 3. फॅक्टर्स आर 25 मल्टिप्लाइड बाय 3. हियर square root of 25 is 5, and what is remaining inside the root sign, radical sign, that is 3. So here also root 3 is the rationalizing factor. So you can write here root 3 is the rationalizing factor. Root 3 is rationalizing factor of root 75. Root 3 is the rationalizing factor of root 75. So this is all about the rationalizing factors, or you can say it as rationalization. Now we have to use this rationalization. We have to use this rationalization to rationalize the denominator. We have to use this rationalization to rationalize the denominator. Now why to rationalize the denominator and how to rationalize the denominator, that we will discuss later. Rationalization of denominator. Here we have to discuss the rationalization of denominator, how to rationalize the denominator, or why we have to rationalize the denominator. In general, we have two simple rules which are not written in the textbook. जनरली दोन रूल असे आहेत. एक रूल आपण याच्या अगोदरच अभ्यासलेला आहे. सपोज वी राईट 1/-7. जनरली रूल असा आहे की कुठल्याही नंबरचा डिनॉमिनेटर हा जनरली निगेटिव्ह नसला पाहिजे. अलिखित नियम आहे हा, कुठेही लिहिलेला नाही आहे, पण तुम्हाला कुठेही असा नंबर लिहिलेला दिसणार नाही 1/-7. So we have to give this sign to the numerator, or you have to write this sign to the middle part here. You can write it as -1/7, or you can write it as -1/7. This is a rule. असा एक नियम आहे, कुठेही लिहिलेला नाही आहे तो, परंतु जनरल रूल असा आहे की जर एखाद्या नंबरचा डिनॉमिनेटर निगेटिव्ह असेल तर जनरली ते डिनॉमिनेटरचं साईन एक तर न्यूमॅरेटरला दिलं जातं किंवा मग ते सेंटरला लिहिलं जातं. That is a rule. Like that, here we have one more rule, that the denominator of any number never be irrational. कुठल्याही नंबरचा जो डिनॉमिनेटर आहे तो इरॅशनल नसावा, असा एक अलिखित नियम आहे. Here we have a rule which is not written in the textbook, that the denominator of any number should not be irrational, and if it is irrational then we have to make it rational. And how to make it rational? Now just we study the rationalization of surds. Before this, just we study the rationalization of surds. Here we have to get the rationalizing factor of √6 and multiply that √6 by √6. So it will be converted into rational. Here it is irrational number, and we know that how to convert it into rational. How to convert that irrational denominator into rational, that we know. So here we can write 1/√6 as it is. Here we can write 1/√6 as it is, and now this denominator is irrational, so we have to make it rational. So what we have to do? We have to multiply the denominator by √6. If we multiply this √6 by √6, then the multiplication is 6. Actually it is square root of 36. Actually the product is square root of 36, and square root of 36 is 6. But we cannot multiply only the denominator by √6, since we have to multiply the numerator also by √6. We have to multiply the numerator also by √6. We multiply the denominator by √6 and we multiply the numerator by √6, and now it is converted into rational denominator. Take the product here, 1 into √6, the product is √6 divided by √6 into √6, it is 6. Now here the denominator is irrational and we convert it into the rational, so that is called as rationalization of denominator. That is called as rationalization of the denominator. Here in the given number the denominator is irrational and we make it rational, so that is called as rationalization of the denominator. It is very simple. Now suppose you have given here 1/√3, then multiply numerator and denominator both by √3. If you have given here 1/10, then multiply the numerator and denominator by √10. You can multiply here, √6 cancelled, and we didn't make any change in the given rational number, so this number is equal to this number. Both the numbers are equal, and here the denominator is irrational and here it is rational, so irrational denominator is converted into the rational number, so it is called as rationalization of the denominator. So this is all about the rationalization of the denominator. Again we have to take more examples in the practice set also. Just we here take an example, we are not going to take more examples. We will again discuss this concept while solving the example from the practice set. Now we have to study the next concept, that is comparison of the surds. Comparison of the surds. Here we have to compare the surds. We have given 3 examples to compare the surds. In the first example we have given that 6√2 and 5√5, and we have to compare the surds 6√2 and 5 root 5, and we have to compare. While comparing, just we have to find that which one is the greater and which one is the smaller, or both the surds are equal. It is only one possibility there. Maybe the first surd is greater than second surd, or the second surd is greater than the first surd, or both the surds are equal. We have three possibilities. Now which possibility is there, that we have to determine. Now how to determine? Now if you are only observing this, that here in the radical sign we have 2 and here in the radical sign we have 5, so this is the greater surd. If you are determining like that, then it is false. Since this coefficient also matters, it is very important. But only by observing the coefficient you cannot determine which one is greater and which one is smaller. Then how to determine that which one is greater surd and which one is the smaller surd? So what we have to do is, see, this is the simplest form of the surd, 6 root 2. We cannot further simplify it. We cannot further simplify this surd 6 root 2 and 5 root 5. But see, here we have 6 root 2. Here we will give comma, and here we have 5 root 5. So we will transfer this 6 inside the root. We will shift this 6 inside the root. Outside the root sign 6 are there. So what is inside the root sign, inside the radical sign? See, here we have outside 6. So what should be there inside the root sign? If inside the root 36 is there, then we can take it outside as 6. Since here it is a square root sign, or this is the order of this surd is 2. So while writing the inside, this outside number inside, this 2 remains as it is. And now this 6 we have to take inside, so we have to make the square of it. Why? See, this order we have to give to this number while taking this number inside. Now here in the square root we have 36. So if you have to take it outside, then square root of 36 is 6. This square root of 36 is 6. Outside the square root it is 6. So inside the square root directly you can write 36. Now here we will give comma, and now you have to transfer this 5 to inside the radical sign. This 5 is as it is, and if you transfer this 5 inside, then it will become 25. And if you take outside, it will become 5. Square root of 25 is 5, and if we put it inside, then it will become 25. If you take it outside, it will become 5, and this 5 as it is. It is very easy, but that is not simplification. That is, see, it is the simplest form. Now here we are putting this 6 inside, here we are putting this 5 inside, and now here 36 into 2 is 72, and here 25 into 5 is 125. Now you can easily tell me which one is the bigger number and which one is the smaller. Here in this square root we have 72, and here in this square root we have 125. So which one is bigger? This number is bigger. Both the numbers are in the same radical sign. In the square root we have 72, in the square root we have 125. So we can directly compare, that is 72 is smaller than 125, or 125 is greater than 72. So here the same relation is, whatever the relation between these two, the same relation is between these two numbers. So we can write these given two numbers here as it is, that is 6 root 2 and 5 root 5. And whatever the sign is between these two numbers, same sign we have to put here. Same sign we have to put here. See, this 6 root 2 is converted into root 72, and 5 root 5 is converted into root 125, square root of 125, and here bigger one is square root of 125. So right side surd is greater and left side surd is smaller. So this is the comparison of these two surds. It is very important. Suppose here we have cube root. Then while putting this number inside the radical sign, we have to make the cube of that number. Here we make the square. Outside 6, आउटसाईडला इथं 6 आहेत, आपण इनसाईडला 36 लिहिले का? ऑर्डर इज 2. ऑर्डर 3 असती तर याची, या सरची ऑर्डर जर 3 असती तर मग इनसाईडला तो नंबर लिहिताना त्याचा क्यूब करून लिहावा लागला असता. 6 क्यूब इज 216. इथं आपल्याला 216 लिहावे लागले असते. इथं जर क्यूब असतं, क्यूब रूट असतं, तर हे 5 इनसाईडला लिहिताना त्याचा क्यूब करून लिहावे लागले असते. आत्ता आपण स्क्वेअर करून लिहिलेत. आउटसाईडला 5 होते, इनसाईडला 25. स्क्वेअर करून घेतला कारण याची ऑर्डर 2 आहे. याची ऑर्डर 4 असेल तर इथं 5 टू द पॉवर 4 येईल. याची ऑर्डर 5 असेल तर इथं 5 टू द पॉवर 5 येईल. सध्या 5 स्क्वेअर आला आहे. सिन्स ऑर्डर इज 2, सध्या काय आला आहे? 5 स्क्वेअर, दॅट इज 25. इथं 6 स्क्वेअर आला, दॅट इज 36. नाव हिअर वी विल सॉल्व दी सेकंड एक्झाम्पल. हिअर वी हॅव गिवन 8√3 and square root of 192. Square root of 192. Here no need to make any change, just we have to change this number. We will put this number as it is. Now here 8 we have to put, transfer inside the radical sign. Here we have 8√3, so here we can write into the square root 3 multiplied by 64. This is 8 square. आउटसाईडला 8 आहेत, इनसाईडला 8 स्क्वेअर झाला. आउटसाईडला इथं 8 आहेत, ऑर्डर 2 आहे, सो इथं 8 स्क्वेअर आला 64. दिस इज 192 ॲज इट इज. नो नीड टू मेक एनी चेंज हिअर. कुठला चेंज त्याच्यात करायची गरज नाही. नाव वी हॅव टू टेक द प्रॉडक्ट ऑफ दीज टू, दॅट इज स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ 3 4 12, 1 carry 3 6 18 plus 1 19. And now which one is bigger and which one is smaller? Which surd is bigger and which surd is smaller? Here both the surds are equal. Here both the surds are equal. 192 is equal to 192. So here we can write both the numbers which we have given and they are equal. They are equal. Both the surds given are equal. And now we have third example. Here we have third example. Already I told you in this 9th standard we have to study only the quadratic surds. If the order of the surd is 2, then it is called as quadratic surd. And here we have to study only the quadratic surd. Cubic surds are not there. So it is too easy. Now here we have 7√2 and 5√3. This 7 is transferred inside the radical sign, so it will become 2 multiplied by 49. 7 square is 49. And here we have 3 and it is multiplied by 5 square, that is 25. 5 square, that is 25. So again we have to multiply them. 49 into 2 is 98 and here 25 into 3 is 75. Now here which one is bigger? 98 is bigger and 75 is smaller. So we have to put the mouth of this sign towards the bigger number. So 98 is greater than 75. The same relation is between these two numbers. So we can write the two numbers 7√2 and 5√3, and we have to put the same sign which is there in between these two numbers. Same sign we have to put here. 7√2 is greater than 5√3. So this is all about the comparison of the surds. And now here we complete all the concept before practice set 2.3. Now we will study the practice set 2.3 into the next video lecture. Thank you.